Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is May Chan, zooming in from Irvine. As Chief Operating Officer of Americor, May sees the strategic execution of business operations, ensuring efficiency, innovation, and sustainable growth. She plays a key role in aligning operational strategies with business objectives to optimize performance, enhance customer experience, and scale the organization effectively. With over 20 years of leadership experience in the financial service industry, May has held senior roles at Mr. Cooper and Discover Home Loans, where she specialized in call center optimization, lead management, business analytics, and operational excellence. Earlier in her career, she worked at Rockwell Collins, Toshiba, and other manufacturing companies, developing deep expertise in Lean Six Sigma methodologies and process improvement. May holds a master's degree in project management from the University of Wisconsin and a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Washington. Her formal education, combined with certifications in Six Sigma and project management, underscores her dedication to data-driven decision-making, operational excellence, and continuous improvement. Beyond her corporate achievement, May is passionate about youth development and community service. She serves as an assistant scoutmaster, mentoring and guiding young scouts in leadership and personal growth. She is also actively involved in volunteer initiatives that empower local communities, reflecting her dedication to fostering positive change. Welcome, May.
Thanks for having me, Danny.
Quite an accomplishment there.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about your work experience and the different industries you've worked in?
Absolutely. I'm happy to. Well, my career path has been quite diverse, which I believe has provided me with a real-rounded perspective to different business environments. I actually started my career in investment banking, which was a foundational experience in understanding financial markets and rigorous analysis. From there, I made a significant pivot into manufacturing, where I spent time in both aerospace and consumer electronics sectors. It was an incredible opportunity to get hands-on with operational efficiency, supply chains, and large-scale production.
That's quite a shift from investment banking to manufacturing. What prompted that transition?
Well, while I value my time a lot in investment banking, I found myself drawn to the tangible aspect of manufacturing. The ability to be able to see, product come to life, in this case, a aerospace parts or a laptop at Toshiba, and to be able to optimize the processes behind it. And this really led me to explore how the analytical skills that I have gained from the financial services area from investment banking could apply into a production environment. And after getting that deep manufacturing experience, I actually decided to transition back to the financial services area where I spent I spent 14 years in mortgage industry, where there was a period of immersed learning and growth, particularly in the understanding of consumer finance and navigating the complex regulatory environment that the mortgage industry have applied, and especially in the wake of 2007 and 2008, the mortgage crisis, as we all know, which, as we all deeply, that we know there's a lot of consumers have deeply impacted, affected industry and consumer trust. And since 2020 March, I have been putting my financial services experience to work at Americor.
Now, you mentioned applying the manufacturing mindset. Can you give us an example?
Yes, obviously, yeah, I'd love to. The move from manufacturing to financial services might seem a little unusual shift for some, but for me, I was excited to apply what I have learned into the financial service industry, mainly because my background in Six Sigma. In manufacturing, Six Sigma is all about near perfection. The goal of 3.4 defect per million opportunity, which sound technical, but let me give you a great example. Imagine you produce a million blue ball pen, point pen like this one, and hitting Six Sigma standard could mean only 304 of those pens have issues, like the ink is not flowing properly or the tip being misaligned. And that's a level of precision we are aiming for. The mindset of focusing on process improvement, as well as solving root cause and driving continuous improvement, that really built into everything we did. So when I transitioned into the financial services industry, I brought the same length with me, and it's become less about changing, fixing parts, or it's more about improving customer experience. And this is where we start understanding how do we reduce frictions in processes and make every action count. Let me share with you a story. I still remember the first book I ordered after getting my first job at a mortgage company. It was called Six Sigma for Service by Michael George. And the reason behind that, I want to understand how to apply Lean speed and Six Sigma quality in a non-manufacturing environment. And what I found is that I had to rethink about how to define the defect. What's defect really mean in the financial services world? So I start a very simple question. How do we define a defect in a context of customer experience? And that mindset, shift, drove a lot of transformation work that I led. Just couple that with, the value-based approach. We started focusing projects that are directly addressing those pain points. And whether it was improving turnaround time of a loan process, or simplify communications, or reducing compliance risk, or above. But so at the end of the day, it was really about bringing the same manufacturing principle, just with the customer front and center.
Are there any other challenges you faced in adapting these principles from manufacturing to the more tangible service industry?
Oh, absolutely. Another excellent question, Danny. And I think one of the primary challenge that was shifting the mindset from physical product to a service. In manufacturing, you can visually inspect a defect. In the financial services, a defect can be quite subjective, right? It might be a miscommunication, a delay in paperwork, or a misunderstanding of customers' needs. And this really required greater emphasis on, the soft skills of our employees, clear communication protocols, and building a robust feedback loop from our customers. So there's a lot of that, B2C, right, business to business, to customers, and really push me and then the team to define the quality, not just in terms of numbers, but also in terms of customer perception and satisfaction.
Thank you so much for that, May. Now, today we're diving into a topic that touches so many American households: debt. Let's start with the big picture. Tell us about Americor Holdings and what you do.
Yes. So at Americor, our mission really comes down to one thing. It's to help families take back control of their finances. And we work with people who feel the overwhelmingness of the weight of the debt that they unfortunately occurred, and giving them the path forward. And that one path forward that we feel possible and they feel empowered. So when you look at the state of things today, it's easy to see why our work matters. The credit card debt in the US today is out of control, right? As we all know. And want to take a guess, do you want to take a guess on what's the total outstanding debt that we have right now on the credit card?
You know what? I couldn't imagine. Um, must be just astronomical.
So yes, and just so I can share with you that it's right now it's about $1.2 trillion, and that breaks down to roughly about 11,000 per household. And here's the kicker. The average interest rate on the existing credit card accounts now is over 21% APR. For the new credit cards that has been issued, it's creeping close to about 24.5% APR. And that kind of interest just compound the stress that Americans had already under. So at Americor, we use everything we have learned, our market experience, our data, and our understanding of consumer behavior to help families break free from high interest debt and start building a stronger financial future for them.
Now, that's a powerful statement about the current debt environment. So what specific products and solutions does America Holdings offer to help people tackle these challenges?
Yeah, right. Definitely. We offer a really wide range of financial solutions to meet different financial needs from our customers because no two customers are exactly the same. So on the secure side, we have traditional first and second mortgage loans. And believe it or not, we have over 800 product options. And that includes things like HELOC, home equity loans, cash out refinance, return refi, even purchase loans. And we work with non-QM, FHA, VA, and down payment assistance programs, depends on the region. And I know 800 sounds like a lot, but it's the point. At Americor, we don't believe in one size fits all approach. We build products that are flexible and tailored to fulfill and to fit people's unique financial situation rather than trying to fit them into something that's not quite right. So besides mortgage, we also offer unsecured personal loans, and those are usually consolidation of high interest debts into one fixed rate loan. And for people going through our debt resolution programs, we offer debt consolidation loans that pay off all enrolled accounts at once, which not only simplify things, but also help them to rebuild their credit. Mm-hmm. And then there's our flagship service, which is our debt resolution product and services. Then that's really where we negotiate with the creditors, our customers' behalf to reduce what they owed. So on average, we're able to cut our customers' debt by about 40 to 50%. And that's really, truly life-changing experience for a lot of our customers out there.
I agree. That's a significant reduction. And what does Americor get for providing this service?
Great question. Really, transparency and results are key for us. We operate as a performance-based service. What does that mean? What that means is that we don't collect any fees until we successfully negotiate a new settlement on behalf of our customers. And once those debts are settled, the customer then pay a percentage, which vary by states, of total amount that they have enrolled as part of the monthly deposit.
It sounds like you're really making a tangible difference for your clients. Can you give us a sense of the scale of impact Americor Holdings has had?
Oh, yes, we are incredibly proud of our track record. Since inception, we have had over 450,000 customers enrolled in our program, and we have successfully settled over $4 billion worth of debt, delivering real and tangible financial relief to families across the country. And those numbers, really shows how scalable and efficient we are. And, they really reinforce why we are seen, as a leader in the financial service sector.
And finally, for our listeners who are considering your services, what kind of accreditations or credentials does Americor hold?
Yeah, that's a very important question. I got to trust the business that you're working with. So we are
Right.
proud to be fully accredited by Better Business Bureau, as well as the Association for Consumer Debt Relief (ACDR). Both really shows our commitment to do ethical business and put our customers first. By the way, Americor also have been named a top workplace by USA Today, as well as the Orange County top workplace multiple years in a row. So those honors, reflects our focus on creating a positive and supportive place to work, for our employees.
That's really assuring for potential clients. Thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights into Americor Holdings and the important work you're doing to help Americans navigate their financial challenges. Now, turning to you, what would you say is the biggest challenge you face in your role as a COO?
Yeah, great. Yeah, the biggest challenge, and I think a lot of many COO or executives out there can probably relate, is how to do more with less. And it's about bringing max value to both the organization as well as our customers by really staying laser focused on few initiatives that truly move the needle. But for me, there's also about mindset. I have a personal model that I carry with me since I was a young age, and that always has been: if there's a will, there's a way. And I found that a can-do attitude is essential to being a great COO, just because this position is constantly requiring creative problem solving and a willingness to roll up our sleeves and just get things done.
Right. No, that makes sense. Now, doing more with less is a phrase we hear a lot. But how does that manifest specifically in your role?
I would say that I constantly switching between two modes. Um, One is zooming out, seeing the forest, and one is zooming in. And zooming out, what that means is taking a high level strategic view, understanding CEO's vision, stay in lockstep with him and then the rest of the executive team, and aligning on the North Star. So from there, I work to identify the right operational strategies that will translate that vision into action. From there, then I zoom in, making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed to ensure that flawless execution. And it's about creating clarity, especially around the why, right? A lot of times we need to understand the why, making sure that the directors, the managers, and their team members all understand not just the what we are doing, but the why it matters. So obviously, the communication becomes extremely critical. As someone in my position, I see myself as a connector, the one that ensure that the leadership is aligned, that there's full transparency in terms of decision making, and making sure that we are all working together efficiently rather than in silos, as we oftentimes see in different organizations and different stage of the growth. So that's not easy to do, right? And I have seen
Right.
teams that fall short production targets. And it's not because lack of effort, everybody's trying their best, giving up their all, but because they misunderstand the goals. Maybe because they don't have what they need, resources perspective, right? Or because they just don't see how their work connect to the bigger picture. So, I will say some of the challenges, really become that: how do we prioritize the new initiatives, the few initiatives that will drive the most impact, and making sure everyone's working toward the same goal. It really, at the end of the day, is not about being busy, it's being, if effective and efficient.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk a little bit about your other interests. What do you do on your spare time, assuming you have any?
Yeah, right. I mean, spare time that definitely doesn't come by often. Especially I got two teenage boys constantly on the move and with sports and activities. But when I do get a moment, I love put my energy into supporting female leadership and youth empowerment in our community.
That's right. I see here that you were nominated for the Woman Making a Difference Awards from Katrina Foley this spring this year.
Mhm.
Congratulations on that. Katrina Foley is a vice chair of 5th District, County of Orange Board of Supervisors. The Women Making a Difference Award celebrates Orange County's women educators and mentors whose significant contributions inspired, educate, and unite our communities. Can you share some of the major impacts you are making?
Yeah, first of all, it was a tremendous honor to be nominated. And at the award luncheon, I met so many amazing women doing impactful work across Orange County. And it was actually kind of surreal. And I think one of the reasons why I was nominated was because of a program I started at Americor in 2023 called FIRE, which stands for Female Inspiring Remarkable Empowerment. The goal of the program was to create real, meaningful growth opportunities for women while celebrating their process and progress every step of the way.
What do you think is the most impactful aspect of leadership?
Yeah, what I think is, the leadership really is, from my experience, the most impactful, the most meaningful kind of leadership is the one that comes from the heart. And it's about being real and being empathetic and to truly care about the people you work with and not just what they produce, right? And, we can have the smart strategy or the most advanced technology and even the best AI tools in the world. By the end of the day, leadership is about people. It's about creating trust, inspiring others, and build a long-lasting relationship where people feel seen, heard, and valued. So no matter how far the innovation will take us, we can't, the truth is we can't automate humanity, right? So compassion, the connection, the authenticity, will always be at the core of great leadership.
That's amazing that you turned a vision to something that benefited women aspired leaders in your organization. How about other impacts in the community where you live?
Yes, yes. So there is I was very honored. Recently, I've been honored to join a board director for Oasis Center International. And what really drew me to that, this community is, the genuine commitment that they had all demonstrated to empower at promise and under-resourced youth through arts. And Oasis Center International, which was actually founded right here in the city of Santana by Jin San, and her belief in the powers of providing art really truly changed lives. And their program bring real working artists into classrooms and communities and give kids the chance to create, build confidence, and discover a sense of hope.
Can you tell us more about the kinds of programs that Oasis Center International offers?
Yes, absolutely. There's, they offer tons of programs that spark creativity and support growth. The art-based community outreach pair professional artists with students in school. They also have the annual Oasis Art Festival, which is usually the big highlight, big hit in within our community. And there's also the Oasis Art Projects, which exposing kids to everything from tap dance, hip hop, jazz, and to maybe cartooning, photography, murals, and even architectural design. I love to hear the feedback, when kids are saying like, art had changed like my life. Art has given me the confidence I need, right? So those type of feedback really, resonate and really, confirmed and the work that we have put back and put forward in that community, and just be able to create a safe space for the kids to express themselves and thrive.
What personally inspires you about the Oasis Center International's mission?
Oh, great question. Great question. So, the Oasis Center International's mission really hit home for me. And because I have always believed in how powerful art is and really shaped who we are and help us grow. Personally, I grew up in Taiwan and I was surrounded by a rich mix of culture from Chinese opera to indigenous arts. And that's where my love for creative expression took root. I started dancing when I was just 5, and dance became my first language. I even pursued it seriously by attending professional dance academies throughout my teen years. And dance was how I communicate and connect with the world around me. Even though life eventually took me in a different direction, but that creative spark never went away. So being part of this amazing, community and Oasis Center International feels coming like a full circle, really for giving me the opportunity to help young people find their voice through art, encourage their growth into confidence and creative individual, and really truly build a stronger community along the way.
Thank you so much and congratulations on that. What kind of impact has Oasis Center International had so far?
Yeah, just the past school year, 2024, 2025, Oasis Center International have reached over 4,500 students and their families across counties like Orange County, just where we live, Los Angeles, Contra Costa, that's in the Northern California area, and Fresno. But it's not just about teaching art. It's about creating a safe space where young people can grow, and build emotional resilience and really rediscover their confidence.
How can our audience get involved or support Oasis Center International?
Yeah, there's so many meaningful ways to get involved, whether it's sharing, your professional expertise, create creative talents, and making a financial contribution. Every effort truly makes a difference. And the audience are feel to welcome, to visit us at Oasis Center, intl.org. So that's Oasis Center, intl.org, or reach out to me directly by supporting Oasis Center International really helped empower young people, especially those from low to moderate income communities.
As we wrap up our interview, what are your anything exciting in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yes, well, there's a lot more that I would personally love to continue to contribute. As I mentioned, I'm stepping in, helping the Oasis Center International, as well as the fire program that I have the vision and developed within the Americor family. And I want to continue to grow, continue to provide more safe space and programs and environments where the women can come together and really share their experiences and their you know um, their thoughts and really help other women uplift each other. So there are another personal ambition I have is I'm planning to write a book, hopefully starting shortly here. But I just feel like there's it's where I am today. It was not an easy journey, right? I didn't have when I was going through my career journey, there's not a lot of female role models for me to follow or mentor. So I want to make this easier for other women that are inspired and to continue their personal and professional growth, that want to make that path easier for them. So that's what's really near and dear to my heart.
Well, May, thank you so much for coming on the show and for sharing your insights and tips and experience. If somebody who's listening would love to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
Yes, the easiest way to reach out to me is through LinkedIn. So you can, linkedin.com/ings/May S. Chan. So it's MAYSCHAM. I'm always happy to connect, share ideas, and continue the conversation there.
Very good. Well, thanks so much once again, May, for coming on, and to our audience, please follow us on ocpowerplayers.com. Thank you, May.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.